Welcome back to the iPickle podcast, your home for all things pickleball. I'm Herman.
And I'm Sumi, and today we've got a massive episode for you. The NPL Finals, they've just finished, and we had an absolutely wild weekend with Joey Wild in it. And we are here to break it down from start to finish and see how it all went down.
Yeah, but before we jump into our episode, Sumi, just a quick shout out to Pickleball Superstore.
Yes.
Home for all your pickleball needs. So paddles, bags, shoes, balls, they've got it all. Simi, let's dive into I Pickle Right, I Pickle Wrong, where we go through all of our predictions and compare them to what actually happened. I'll go through what we predicted, and then Sumi, you'll tell everyone how the weekend actually played out.
Okay, let's go.
So on Friday, we predicted that the two teams advancing from the bottom three teams being the Comets, the Outback, and the Sharks, would be the Comets and Outback, with the Sharks unfortunately missing out.
Yeah, and that was spot on. So Comets did advance, and Outback, as we predicted, and Sharks, they were never going to make it. So perfect start for us, 1-1.
We take those, we absolutely take those.
1-for-1, got it.
Yep. So then we move into the quarterfinals, and here were our predictions. We predicted the Heat beating the Roos, Outback beating the Bandicoots, so that's Adam Walter's team.
Yeah.
We predicted the Brumbies beating the Comets. We knew that that would be a close one. And then we also predicted the Boroughs beating the Tide.
Yeah, easy for Boroughs. And every single one of them, as we predicted, they all came right. That whole round was exactly the way we called it. It was no surprises, no upsets, just straight wins for iPickle.
Yeah. Yeah, we were cooking early, like we were really cooking, weren't we?
I know.
Now here's where we split a little, Sumi.
Yeah.
For the qualifying finals, or the matches before the grand final, I predicted the Brumbies beating the Heat.
Yeah.
Sumi, you predicted the Heat beating the Brumbies, and we both predicted that the Boroughs would cruise to the grand final.
Yes, that's true. And heads out, it all went down. So Brumbies, they did beat the Heat, as you said. Yeah. So you got that win.
Yeah, we love a little bit of a rivalry, but hey, accuracy wins.
Yes, that's true.
For the grand final, I predicted the Brumbies taking down the Boroughs.
Yeah.
Sumi, you predicted the Boroughs winning it all.
Yeah, that's true. And Boroughs just got it done. So as I predicted, they're gonna go and clean out. Easy money for them.
And they did. And that's the nature of I Pickle Right, I Pickle Wrong.
Yeah. That's true. Overall, our predictions this weekend, I think, was insanely accurate. Like, I think we got most of it, pretty right.
Yeah.
We were basically we wanted to go other way around just for some fun. And at the end of the day, I wanted both Queensland teams to go in the finals. And that did happen, but I thought Heat might have been stronger than Brumbies, but I was happy to see Brumbies in the final.
Well, just so everyone's aware.
Yeah.
Of the top four teams, three of the four were from Queensland.
That's true.
Which is, it's pretty cool to be a Queenslander and to be supporting a Queensland pickleball team. Yeah. All right, Sumi, so our match of the weekend, or match of the tournament for us was an easy call. The match of the tournament was the qualifying final between the Heat and the Brumbies.
Yeah.
And so we'll actually have a separate video where we go in depth breaking that match down. Hey, Sumi.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that one out because that game was, I think, one of the most emotionally, or I don't know how to say, it's just, if you were watching that game, you were logged in.
Yeah. I think it's credit to the NPL. This was definitely one of the best games of the year.
Yes, but I'll take the credit away from NPL again because the worst quality, no sound on the stream. If you're watching Green Zone, great commentary, good commentary, back and forth, but it's dead.
Oh, because you couldn't hear.
You couldn't hear the players, you couldn't hear the crowd, you couldn't hear the ball hitting the paddle. That all creates the excitement. That's what keeps you engaged in.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, you don't have a product. If they would have got that right, would have been big for them because the matches were amazing. The quality was there, but the stream, And maybe it was better if they would get their commentators on side.
Maybe.
Yeah, just don't try to go stingy on stuff which is must. Right?
Yeah. Well, also just a big shout out to the Boroughs who took it out, won it all. MVP of the weekend was Sarah Dennehy. She's also the captain of the Boroughs. They also featured Summer Dalabona, a very handy player. the Boroughs also featured Josh Nipris and Nigel Lee,
Yeah.
who did really well throughout the weekend.
Yes. This team was crazy good. I think Nigel Lee must be the most improved player of year 2025.
You reckon over Sarah Dennehy?
Yes, in terms of like expectations, Sarah Denny, everyone expected like she was gonna get good. I didn't know where Nigel Lee's level was. When he got picked, I thought there was like 10 other good doubles player than him or like better players than him in the draft. Him getting those results, working on his game is crazy, and that's what made so much easier for Burris to just win it all.
Yeah.
Because Nipris and Lee, they just looked on next level as well.
Yeah.
We're talking about the girls,
Yes.
but they are beating Joey Wild in singles. Nipris. So
They came out clutch. Like even Nigel Lee, like you were talking about, he won a big game against Aaron Johnson.
yes, exactly. That's a big win in singles.
Final. Yeah.
We didn't know. We thought, okay, Aaron Johnson was up there when the draft was picked.
Yep.
Nigel Lee was there,
true.
and now Nigel Lee's stock has gone up.
Right there, right? Yeah.
So, talking about levels, both the men's players, they have just come out hot and they've just gone better.
Yeah, and now the Boroughs are $50,000 richer.
Oh yes, it was easy money. Easy
Well
money.
deserved. Sumi, who do you think were some of the top performers from the weekend?
Joey Wild, comeback king.
He's the comeback king for sure.
Just it's never felt like he was out of the game. Even some of those games you see, like you're 20-12 down and you see him just ice cold, like doesn't really matter what the score is. It's like watching him still play comfortable, like in his skin, like is not feeling the pressure. The guy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. So, just on that note, B Horsley was pretty big as well.
She was big. She played big gender doubles.
So Sumi's referring to one of the matches earlier in the draw in the quarterfinal, where the Brumbies played the Comets. The Comets are from New South Wales, and a shout out to James Wilson, who I thought had a really good weekend. Probably would have wanted to get the result against the Brumbies. Very close, but couldn't get it done. There was a situation where it was mixed doubles, Sumi, the last part of the NPL format in this particular match between the Comets and the Brumbies. And it was a winner takes all. And the Comets found themselves up 20-13.
Yes.
Which meant, inversely, the Brumbies are down 13-20.
Yeah, probably you were not happy with that. Like,
Probably not.
You were just like, shit.
Probably not. And the game was only to 22. So the Comets just needed 2 points and they would have advanced and the Brumbies would have been out.
Yeah.
And honestly, as someone who picked the Brumbies to make the final and win it all, I was like sweating in my boots.
Yeah.
I was like, Ben Costin, do something.
But probably he did something. Yeah, if you've got him on the court, like just next to you, he is the one person I think he can influence the game from outside the court.
And I think he did. Like, and again, full credit to B Horsley and Joey Wild who were on the court because they were ice cold. They came back and they won it. They won that game, which then got them to advance against the Tide, and they beat the Tide, and then they played the Heat, which again they found themselves down in a winner-takes-all stakes. But again, watch out for our separate video where we break that match down. Yeah. I think also the Heat were top performers of the weekend. They were up there.
Yeah.
If you think about it, Selena, Shannon, they did really well, and then also their males, Brian and Matt Barton.
Matt Barton,
They did well on the weekend.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind, they were the only undefeated team coming into the NPL Finals and lost their first game just before the grand final, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Is that their first game against a Queensland team, right, in the draw?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, that's what we predicted, right?
That's
because
right.
they haven't been playing like decent level teams, and our Queensland teams they seem stronger. So their first game, they come up against a real competition. They did show up a fight.
They did.
Yeah.
Well, Suma, I'd ask the question, if they had played a Queensland team earlier in the year, do you reckon the result may have been different?
Yeah, they would have learned, right? You need to play week in, week out against good quality teams in that format. If you don't, you just one trick pony where you're just dominating the whole league and just, you're not gonna get that reps. You're not gonna get used to the pressure situations and how to get out of it. And we saw that, like in the pressure situations, they just couldn't convert.
Yeah, well, to be fair, if you look at the Brumbies team, they're like all very experienced players, and that's something we spoke about on the last pod.
Yeah,
is how experience would shine through And in those tough pressure moments, you'd probably give the nod to those experienced teams.
Yes.
Look at Joey Wild, travelled the world playing pickleball, partnered with Nick Mel, who's had some pretty good wins on the challenger level in MLP, but Sane has also travelled playing pickleball.
And winner of last season.
That's right. Yeah, and then you pair them with B. Horsley, who's been an MVP in the MLP format this year, has been a winner in the NPL format.
Yeah.
And then to round off the team, Deb Rossi,
another
an
captain,
old hand, a seasoned veteran.
Oh, she's one of the most experienced player in pickleball Australia.
And I'd say like their experience probably won them that game against the Heat. And even that game against the Comets earlier in the final series.
Yes, but how do you get that experience playing week in, week out against good teams, being in that situation, losing, and then playing again and see if you can work it out because you've got that experience playing week in, week out, you're playing against good teams. If you're just one good team in a league and you're just going there winning every game, you're never gonna get better. You're never gonna get to that next level.
Yep.
Right, so sometimes losses are good because if this team plays again, they'll do probably better, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it was quite obvious that the Queensland teams were quite dominant in this finals series, with 3 out of the 4 top teams in Australia being from Queensland. There was one team from Queensland that actually stayed home and didn't make the finals. The Opals, captained by Danny Townsend, and they feature Adam Dagmar, Ollie Gray, and then Taya Cross.
That's a big team.
That's a big time team,
yeah,
right?
I think Danny must be watching this finals on the weekend, watching this Victorian team, just seeing the level and thinking, their team is much better than any of the Victorian teams.
Yeah, well, let's entertain that, Sumi. For argument's sake, let's take out the Outback from the finals draw, and let's say the Opals go and Danny Townsend's team go in.
I can give you the outcome. I think Outbacks, if they would have played at the level, they would have got third. They wouldn't have got fourth, and I see Opals getting at least third.
You reckon?
Yes.
True.
What do you think? Like, where would have Opals finished?
I think the Opals probably would have finished pretty much the same as the Outback.
Yeah, at least same.
Yeah.
And they might have done, different qualities. All Queensland teams have different qualities.
Different strengths.
Yeah,
right?
different strengths, exactly. Yeah. So they might have done even better.
Yeah.
You've got the strongest women's player in Australia in Opals.
Yep.
You've got the consistently improving like Taya, like she's just getting better every tournament and she can hit the ball hard.
Yeah.
So talking about women's doubles, they might have taken like Burrs out, like their strong women's team. Right?
In a doubles match.
Yeah, in a doubles game.
Yeah. Fair.
And Danny in singles, she's getting results. She's one of the top players now.
Yeah. That's a good shout, Sumi. The Brumbies upset the Heat.
Yeah.
What do you think would have happened if the Heat played the Burrs?
If Heat played the Burrs, that's a very close game. Why? Because Heat is number 1 seeded team.
So then they'd choose who finishes.
Yes.
So you'd assume that they'd opt for a men's finish.
Just, talking about it, they'll finish men's. If they get the gender doubles, there's a very good chance they go to the deal breaker, and then in deal breaker, anything can happen.
Yep.
So Burrs sort of lucky that they get towards Brumbies in the finals.
Yeah. It was a better matchup for them.
Yes, it's a better matchup for them. Still easy money for Burrs. Yeah. They went in, they were not breaking any sweat, especially when they see Burrs playing that semi-finals against Heat.
Yes.
Went for ages, biggest game. Like Burrs just watching from outside, smiling. They're like, they are gassed.
Yeah.
Whoever comes out, it's gonna be pretty easy, and that's what happened.
That's such
the finals was pretty straightforward.
Yeah. No, that's a good shout. Final question, Sumi. Given the Burrs' dominance on the weekend, in the NPL format, is there an MLPA team that could beat the Burrs in that format?
There are a few actually.
Yeah?
I think a few of the teams they could. Maybe women's singles is one of the hard ones. Like
women's singles, I think that's pretty much that's a write-off.
Yes, but I think there are a few teams which can account, especially Bondi Rose team playing NPL format. They'll do pretty good.
Yeah, they could arguably take, if not, they'd either split or take men's singles.
Yes, and they could women's singles is the strongest point, right, for that team. If Rose gets one set, Bondi is a straight winner. Because then they don't get a point for women's singles.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So you have to win both the singles.
Yes.
So let's say Rose gets a result. It's just 1 game to 11. I would put Rose up at the same level, like similar level, right?
That's fair enough. So let's assume that it's a women's finish in the Borough's favour.
Yeah.
How do you see the men's doubles playing out in that Bondi versus Borough's matchup? Where you got Max Mantho and Louis Laville
Yes.
against Nigel Lee and Josh Nipris.
11-2, 11-3 to Bondi.
Okay. And then let's go
There are levels, right? We're talking about
There
right
is.
now. Right now we're talking about at world stage, MLP.
Yep.
Right.
In the doubles format.
In the doubles
in
format.
the singles, I think it's a little bit of a different conversation.
Even singles, that game would be close. They both
would
like
be.
even singles. Purple Jesus wins it, right?
Yeah.
I would say he's the best singles players out of those 4 guys.
out of those 4, yeah.
Yeah.
And then would you see the other matchup going?
See, men's singles, okay, it's
Because Nipris would play Mantho, and then
Yeah.
Nigel Lee would end up playing Louis Laville.
who is
Oh,
good.
man. Who
So
would
I
win
would
that?
say Louis Level wins that.
Yeah.
So you got singles in bag. Women's singles, let's say
So it's
they
a
lose
split.
still. Let's say they lose both. Let's say
Okay.
Rose ends up losing.
Yeah.
She ends up losing.
So if you just split it 1-1.
Yeah, split 1-1 singles. Now we're going into the doubles.
Yeah.
That's when Bondi would shine. Gender doubles.
Yep. So you've already said in the genders, the men have given a lead 11-2, 11-3.
Yes, that's a big lead.
It is a big lead.
Doesn't matter who you're playing. You're playing against Rose and Westbury. They are top team.
Yeah. You reckon they would ice it against Sarah and Summer?
See, Sarah keeps getting better in doubles.
Yeah.
Summer, her doubles level is good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's very good.
Yeah, it's very
But
good.
there are a lot of other female players who are above her in doubles
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Well, Rose would be one of those players.
Rose is way ahead in doubles right now.
Yeah.
So I think gender doubles is Bondi. They win
Bondi
that in
ice
NPL
that.
format. Yeah, they get that.
And so that would give it a 2-1 lead to Bondi heading
Yeah.
into mixed doubles.
And exactly same story in mixed doubles.
Yeah. I actually agree with that.
There are levels right now.
There are.
I'm saying Josh, Nigel, they're getting better. They'll get there.
Yeah.
They're still young. The other team is experience.
Yes.
They've been doing that for a long time.
The other team also does feature an international player.
Exactly.
Which is a bit of a difference. Because Mantho really does make a difference in this matchup.
It does. And even Louis, he's good.
Yeah.
He's a very good
So I didn't
player.
think about Louis being an international player. He's gone too. Yeah.
He's gone to and just got very good results last weekend, right?
Absolutely.
Big results.
Big
Joey
result.
Faria is getting into finals, those
Yeah.
two. So there are levels right now. NPL, I think we talk about NPL that they have reached there, but have they?
I don't know.
Level has gone better, much
Yeah.
better, but still right now I think we don't have that quality. But it's
No.
good, at least we are all Australians, right?
Yeah,
In
and
NPL.
that's the difference with the
Yeah.
NPL. Like it really does. They really do promote Australian pickleball. Like, well, not to say that the other league doesn't, but it's purely Aussies.
Purely Aussies,
When you turn on that screen, it's 100% Aussie.
Yeah, that's why we want to see that league succeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they can tie up a few things, they're gonna get better.
Yeah.
The best thing they could do, NPL, is make those events where all these teams plays each other in every event.
Yeah.
I know you want to be different. You want that all teams playing Queensland easier for players week in week out.
Yeah.
You don't have to travel. No, condense those events. Let this Victorian team get an experience playing Queensland teams.
Yeah.
That's the way to bring the level up for Victorian teams.
Yeah.
They're not gonna come out and suck in the finals then,
That's a good
because they are playing week in week out now against good teams.
Yeah.
Their level, they're gonna learn how to adapt, how to get better, because now they're playing against Queensland teams.
Yep. I think it's a good shout, Sumi, because I think even when you looked at the seeding from the weekend, so before the first quarterfinal was played,
Yeah.
I think they had the Tide seated second. So the Tide was seated ahead of the Brumbies, who were seated sixth, and they were also seated ahead of the Boroughs, who were seated third. And again, it's all based off your wins and losses against the teams within your own state. And then you just saw the Boroughs and Brumbies just get it done quite
So,
easily against
yeah,
them.
so you would say, right, that final seeding was way off. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't have
Didn't
been like
reflect
that. No.
their true standing. I think a power rankings may have been a little bit more accurate.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. If you listen to our pod, then you got the power rankings and you knew who was going to win.
Yeah. If you listen to us, you knew the result.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was straight. I think even anyone in pickleball scene in Australia would look at those teams and would have picked out, okay, Burrow is 95% easy win.
Yep. No, I'd 100% agree with you, Sumi. Sumi, now that the NPL season is over for the year, how do you think the NPL have gone throughout the year?
I think I'll let you start and tell me about their streams.
Their streams. Well, I'll be very honest with you, Sumi. This is probably the first weekend, this weekend gone, where I actually watched quite a bit of the stream. A lot of the time, I don't really watch
because it was bad.
Yeah,
it was straight bad.
It's a bit how's it going is how I'd put it.
Yeah, it's more like, we're starting a podcast, put a camera here or there, iPhone 10, not even 10, maybe one of those Nokias.
But I think even the standard of pickleball sometimes is a bit hard to watch. But for me, because the standard was pretty good, especially watching the Queensland teams and a couple of those New South Wales teams, like it was really engaging.
Yeah.
Like I've always preferred a format that is more skewed towards doubles.
Yeah.
But I actually really enjoyed the NPL format on the weekend, and I think it has more to do with the names that played in that format as opposed to the format itself. But yeah, I think they've grown exponentially in this year.
Yeah.
And the weekend sort of showed how far they've come.
Yes, exactly. I think before this season, we were also excited, right, for NPL because we saw, okay, now 4 teams only, levels there are pretty strong. We were very excited, and that's what happened. The games were good.
Yep.
Week in, week out, it was good games every event.
Yeah.
It's just if you're watching from home, you couldn't be bothered because half of the times there was no stream. Maybe because of rain, they had to move the venues, whatever.
Yeah.
Or if there was any stream, there was not a good quality if you compare to another pro league.
Yeah.
Their stream quality is way better. The camera quality is everything's. Even commentators are on site. It's not like they're doing it remotely from other side of the town or the side of the country. Yeah. I think they have to improve on that side. I think that should be their next step. They've already bring the players. They've already got the top players now. They've got the level. Matches are good. Matches are exciting.
Yes.
If they can get that commentaries and that whole package, they'll be number one.
I think they will soon. I think they'll get it together. And this is where I'll sort of defend the NPL and give them their props. Is they were like the trendsetters for a lot of this off the court stuff. So if you think back to the very first NPL event over at Redcliffe, like they had green banners everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like you knew it was the
NPL.
NPL weekend because there was green everywhere. And then even let's take your shirt for example.
Love this shirt.
So this is done by a very professional company in Australia. The NPL were the first to get their uniforms here.
Wow.
And then I heard that the other organisation went and copied it. Well, I don't want to say copied, but they went and did it as well.
With the same supplier.
So for the most part, they're trendsetters, and I expect big leaps and bounds from the NPL come 2026.
Yes. No, for sure. Like their branding, their marketing, their social media, everything's been amazing.
Right? Yeah.
No, they're very good at. Especially big shout out, I think, to Dave. He's worked I think so hard, and even Ron, but they've created this app called Ladder.
Yeah.
It's an amazing app. I think Pickleball Australia should adopt for all their tournaments. It's so good.
Yeah.
When I was reffing, old days, no more reffing anymore. But yeah, that app made it so much easier as a ref. It just it's a game changer. I think they should be making money through that app because it's that good. I'm doing all the marketing for Ladder for them, but it's seriously such a great app.
Sumi, what do you think was the highlight for the NPL this season? Would you think it's the weekend just gone?
Yes, I think great weekend. Also, for us was highlight every event because the games were so good.
Yeah.
Right, every event the quality was there. They did it. Yeah. Okay, so for the NPL season, which has just concluded, if you had to choose the best thing they did this season and one which maybe they could have done better, what would it be?
Well, one thing that I know that they did the best, as opposed to what they did last year, Sum, is the marquee players they brought in. So when you look at just looking at Queensland, bringing in Danny Townsend, Joey Wild, and then so many other players from the other states. When you look at Selena, Michaela Hyatt, these are star players from the other side that are now featuring and star players on this side. And even Summer de la Bona.
Yes.
The reason this is important is because I think it had a big impact in the way the finals went.
Yeah.
So when you look at the Queensland teams, three out of the four teams
Yeah.
were from Queensland that finished top 4.
Yeah.
Each had a star player.
Yeah. That's true.
And the team that won at all the boroughs, you'd have to say they have 2 star players on their team.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what the NPL did really well this year.
You're right. Sorry,
Yeah.
you say.
That's what I think
Yeah.
the NPL did really
Very
well
well.
this year. They got the talent over to the NPL,
Yeah.
and that's what made, I think, it fun to watch,
Yeah, that's
especially
true.
on the weekend.
Yeah.
One thing to improve on,
Yeah.
I'd say maybe a little bit more energy to Div 2.
Yes.
I think, don't get me wrong, I think it's outstanding the way that they went about Div 2 by making more Div 2 teams. But I think
Yeah.
if they were to market it a little bit more, and
Yeah.
they're the kings of marketing,
Yeah.
if they were to market it a little bit more, what I think they'd see is you'll now see a player start in Div 2 and perhaps even end up in Div 1, but there's like buy-in from the start, if that sort
Yeah.
of makes sense. You're
That's
watching this
true.
player grow.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
all?
That's what I think would be my feedback.
Yeah, no,
What about
I think
what
it's
about
great.
yourself,
No,
Stanley?
I'll just add it to the same. As you said, they did so good getting all those big names.
Yeah.
And the best thing about NPL is they do listen to your feedback and they get better.
Yes.
So first season, they had all these big players, but these big players played with lumpies.
Yeah.
Right? They're playing with someone not at the same level.
Yeah.
And we were excited, and all these big players in NPL, but then you put, the depth was not there,
Yeah.
right? The team combinations, they were so uneven, right?
I think especially when you have a team of 6, it's difficult to
Yes.
have depth from 1 to 6.
Yeah, it was so hard. So
Yeah.
they improved. Next season, 4 teams only, 4 players a team,
Yeah.
already, big change. Good feedback, they improved, already better.
Yeah.
We saw the results, right? And then same for we're talking about what they didn't do so good,
Yeah.
right? So what was it about?
We spoke about the stream and perhaps even shedding a little bit more light on Division 2.
Division 2. Yeah, what could they do better now with Div 2? I feel make it real. Don't have this fun league, right, where you pick your own players. Do a draft.
Oh, yeah.
Make it same as Div 1. Give them the experience. You're trying to grow players. Okay, you want young players in Div 2. That's
Yeah.
fine. Make it a draft. Okay, let everyone put their name in the draft. Maybe if you I saw from the draft, they wanted to give chance to all these young players who
Yeah.
can get better. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think it's
Maybe
a good
make an age requirement in the draft. Every team has to pick a player who's under 20
That's
years.
a good shout.
But just make that league actually
Yeah.
be something.
Because they definitely can. It can
Yeah.
definitely be big.
Especially you'll get all these Australians backing
Yeah.
you because now there's so many players wanting to get into Div 2. We can get so many young players starting pickleball. They have now the avenue to get into Div 2 already.
Yeah.
So they can do very big things with that Div 2.
Yeah. And I think if they, like you said, if they can do Div 2 right, then Div 2 will feed Div 1.
Yes,
Whereas
exactly.
I think in the earlier NPL seasons, if you were good in NPL, you'd be over at the other organisation the next season.
Yes, if you're very good in NPL, yeah, and that was always the goal, right? Good new players coming in, they'll do good at NPL, they'll get picked by MLP team.
Yeah.
Right?
But maybe things have changed.
I think maybe things will change now. Top players in MLP, they want to come towards greener side.
Yeah.
Right?
Quick heads up, Pickleball Superstore just dropped a demo program that's actually insane. You can try any paddle in the market. Yola, Gearbox, 6-0, whatever you want, and try it for free. All you have to cover is the tiny shipping fee, and you get to keep the paddle for 2 weeks. If you don't like it, send it back. No pressure, no need to buy. And if you need help choosing the right paddle for your game, message us, and Sumi will point you in the right direction. Hit up Pickleball Superstore and try your free paddle demo today.
Yeah, it's very hard to choose a paddle. With so many choices, there's so many people claiming their paddle is the best. I think you gotta try it before you buy it. So this demo program is great for you. I test every new paddle out there. So if you need help with any paddle, which one's right for you, reach out.
Sounds good. We'll see you in the next episode.